Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the outrageous, jaw-dropping antics of Glenn Quagmire from Family Guy. Known for his over-the-top personality and less than stellar morals, Quagmire is a character who's made some questionable choices. Some moments are funny, some are uncomfortable, and some are downright awful. So today, we're counting down the top 10 worst things Quagmire has ever done on Family Guy. Let's get into it. At number 10, we have the time Quagmire threw a bachelor party for Peter and took things way too far. In the episode, The Cleveland Loretta Quagmire, Quagmire plans a wild party for Peter, complete with questionable entertainment and all kinds of debauchery. Things spiral out of control, and Peter gets caught up in the craziness to the point where his marriage is at risk. Even worse, Quagmire uses this party as an excuse to make moves on Cleveland's wife, Loretta. While he's known for his promiscuity, this betrayal of a close friend crossed a major line. Instead of supporting his friends, Quagmire puts his own desires above everyone else's relationships, showing just how little respect he has for boundaries. It's one of the first times we see Quagmire's darker side, where his actions go beyond simple humor and start to hurt the people around him. At number 9 is the time Quagmire adopted an entire family of stray cats, which sounds sweet until you realize the nightmare he put his neighbors through. In Quagmire's Quagmire, Quagmire's home becomes overrun with dozens of cats after he decides to rescue them all at once. While adopting pets can be a kind gesture, Quagmire takes things to the extreme, creating a chaotic environment where his house is filthy, loud, and smelly. His friends and neighbors suffer from the noise and the mess, and it's clear that Quagmire has no idea how to responsibly care for these animals. Instead of listening to his friends' advice, he digs his heels in and refuses to make any changes, showing a complete disregard for the well-being of others. And the cats too. It's an irresponsible moment where Quagmire's impulsive nature gets the best of him, causing trouble for everyone around him. Next up at number 8, Quagmire makes a serious mistake by encouraging Peter's gambling addiction. In the episode Peter's Two Dads, Peter discovers a newfound love for gambling after learning about his heritage and decides to test his luck in Las Vegas. Rather than steering him away from this dangerous path, Quagmire decides to support it, actively encouraging Peter to make riskier bets. Quagmire's influence leads Peter to lose massive amounts of money, which ultimately causes serious problems for Peter and his family. By enabling Peter's gambling habit, Quagmire shows just how little he considers the consequences of his actions, especially when it comes to his friends' well-being. Instead of being a voice of reason, Quagmire pushes Peter deeper into trouble, showcasing a level of recklessness that proves he's willing to put his own entertainment above his friends' happiness. At number 7, we have the time Quagmire manipulated Meg for his own gain. In the episode Quagmire and Meg, Quagmire decides to seduce Meg Griffin, who has a massive crush on him. Despite knowing her vulnerability, he takes advantage of her feelings, going as far as giving her attention and affection that he has no genuine interest in. Quagmire's behavior crosses multiple boundaries as he manipulates a young girl's emotions just to satisfy his own ego. When the situation escalates, Peter intervenes, realizing the seriousness of Quagmire's actions. This episode is one of the most unsettling examples of Quagmire's character flaws, where his lack of respect for others extends beyond his typical antics. Using someone's admiration for personal gain, especially when that person is a teenager, takes Quagmire's morally questionable behavior to a new, uncomfortable level that even his friends struggle to overlook. At number 6, Quagmire's rivalry with Brian takes a dark turn. In Jerome is the New Black, Quagmire reveals just how much he despises Brian, listing all the reasons he dislikes him in a brutally honest rant. While it's understandable that not everyone would get along, Quagmire's intense dislike for Brian goes beyond typical rivalry. He's quick to jump at any chance to humiliate or put Brian down, even actively sabotaging him at times. In one episode, Quagmire goes as far as encouraging Brian's struggles with his writing career, essentially kicking him when he's down. The rivalry gets so bad that Quagmire's animosity seems almost obsessive, highlighting a darker, vindictive side. While Brian has his own faults, Quagmire's attitude crosses into outright bullying, proving that he's willing to make someone else's life miserable if it means getting a laugh or feeling superior. At number 5, Quagmire's actions take a cruel turn when he sabotages Peter's work life. In the Peter Principle, Peter takes on a temporary role as the school principal and quickly finds himself overwhelmed by the job's responsibilities. Instead of helping his friend, Quagmire goes out of his way to make things worse, actively sabotaging Peter's efforts to manage the school. His interference leads to chaos within the school, putting Peter at risk of losing the position entirely. Quagmire's choice to undermine Peter's job shows a shocking level of pettiness, where he's willing to put his own amusement above his friend's success. Rather than offering support, he turns Peter's career into a joke, showing just how little regard he has for the impact of his actions on his friends' lives. For Quagmire, the line between humor and harm is almost non-existent. At number 4, Quagmire's behavior takes a violent turn when he attacks Brian in an episode centered on Brian's vegetarianism. In Brian's Got a Brand New Bag, Brian's decision to adopt a healthier lifestyle becomes a constant point of ridicule for Quagmire, who refuses to respect Brian's choices. Their disagreement escalates to the point where Quagmire attacks Brian physically, taking the rivalry to an uncomfortable new level. This moment highlights Quagmire's inability to tolerate differing viewpoints and his willingness to resort to violence to make a point. It's one thing to disagree with someone's choices, but it's another to take it to the level of physical aggression. This confrontation between Quagmire and Brian shows just how far Quagmire is willing to go to express his anger, even when it means crossing the line from rivalry to outright hostility. At number 3, Quagmire's impulsive nature leads to serious consequences when he accidentally buys a young child from an overseas adoption agency. In Quagmire's Baby, he finds himself in way over his head after he impulsively adopts a baby girl without thinking through the responsibility involved. Though his intentions are initially positive, Quagmire quickly realizes that he's completely unprepared for fatherhood. His lack of readiness and inability to care for a child leads to chaos, and he ultimately decides to give her up. This storyline highlights Quagmire's recklessness and inability to consider the long-term impact of his actions. By bringing a child into his life without proper consideration, he puts both himself and the child at risk, showing just how thoughtless he can be when it comes to major decisions. At number 2, Quagmire's actions take a shocking turn when he engages in a life-threatening duel with Peter. In Into Harmony's way, Quagmire and Peter form a musical duo that becomes popular in Quahog. However, the partnership takes a dark turn when jealousy and ego start to get in the way. When the two friends have a major falling out, Quagmire decides to challenge Peter to a gunfight in an attempt to settle their differences. Not only is this a dangerous decision, but it also shows just how far Quagmire is willing to go over a petty argument. Instead of talking things out like friends, he lets his anger and pride get the best of him, putting both his and Peter's lives at risk. This moment showcases Quagmire's intense impulsiveness and his willingness to take things to the extreme. Finally, at number 1, the worst thing Quagmire has done on Family Guy is his appalling treatment of women. Throughout the series, Quagmire's objectification of women and lack of respect for their autonomy are recurring themes, and they frequently put him at odds with both his friends and his community. His relentless pursuit of women, regardless of their comfort level or interest, often leads to disturbing and inappropriate behavior. From spying on his neighbors to making unwanted advances, Quagmire's actions go beyond humor and often cross the line into harassment. This behavior isn't just a one-time occurrence, it's a defining trait of his character, showing a pattern of disrespect and entitlement. While some moments are played for laughs, they reveal a darker, troubling side of Quagmire that underscores just how problematic his character can be. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 worst things Quagmire has done on Family Guy. What do you think is his most shocking moment? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Family Guy content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.